Hi guys, welcome to A Touch of Film. If you don't know me, my name is Hus, and today I'm doing my top 20 movies of the 2010s. So it's everything from 2010 to 2019, that 10-year period. Do you know something? I was really surprised whilst compiling this list. Now, while this list is not concrete, it's one of those things that is depending on my mood, what I'm feeling, or you know what's going on in my life. These films tend to change. Like, what's my favourite films of all time? They do change so regularly because movies are subjective. They draw an emotion, and depending on how you're feeling, that's how these films rate in your mind. So yeah, for now. Right now in February, these are my top 10 movies of the 2010s. Starting off with at number 20, we've got Drug War, a film by Johnny To, a great Hong Kong director. This movie is probably the last great movie he made. He did do another film that I know of, which is Free, which I really did not like. But this movie is a sort of like a gangster movie. It's all about the this narcotics producer, a gang of narcotic producers, and this police officer tries to infiltrate this syndicate. It was remade into a Korean film called Believer, which is a decent film. Doesn't come anywhere near to Drug War. Drug War is, I think it is a really good movie. If you're a gangster movie fan, you'd love this. If you love Johnny To's films, I mean, Exile is my favourite Johnny To movie. It's not as good as that, but it is a fantastic movie. And that is number 20, Drug War. At number 19, it is a film directed by Dao Yi Nan. It is Black Coal Thin Ice. This is sort of like a murder mystery. The film starts with this police officer who gets involved in a investigation into this serial killer who's just dismembering bodies, and they just start finding body parts turning up on a coal refinery, and it's just a really beautiful film. Whilst it sounds quite dark, it is so beautifully shot. And this director has recently released another film called Wild Goose Lake, which I really can't wait to watch. I have got a screener for it, which I can't wait to check it out. It's a movie that just looks absolutely beautiful, and it's the same sort of, from what I've heard, genre as this. So that's number 19, Black Coal Thin Ice. At number 18, it is Hirokazu Koreeda's Our Little Sister. Now, this film is so charming. It's about a group of sisters that have just lost their father, and they're introduced to their stepsister who they've never met, but they take her in and bring her part of the family, and the way they just bring her in and just embrace her is just so beautiful. It's absolutely charming. It is one of Koreeda's best movies, and every time I watch it, your heart just feels, and it's just so warm. And the acting in this is great, the cinematography is great, but it's Koreeda there for you. He's one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, and this is like one of his best movies, and it's amazing that he made this quite recent, and like it's one of those films that has to be seen. It's available everywhere. If you're in the UK, there's a really great release. I think it's BF5 released it, or was it Arrow, one of the two, but there's just a great release of it in the UK, and I just go out and go pick up this movie. It's just wonderful, beautiful, charming, delightful. It's a wonderful movie. So that's at number 18. At number 17, in complete contrast, it is Sion Sono's Cold Fish. Now, this film is based on a true story. It stars Den Den in it. He was just this absolute charismatic psychopath, and it just starts off with an involvement with this gentleman's daughter, who just gets involved in little petty crime, and it just overspills from there. It turns into a complete bloody violent movie, but it's just so... If you know Sion Sono, you know what I'm talking about. His films just blow your mind, and I really love Cold Fish, and that is at number 17. At number 16 we have Park Joon-hung's New World. Now this sometimes is on my top list of best Korean films. I think it's just got such a great cast in there. You've got Choi Min-sik, Lee Jung-jae, Wang Jung-min, and it's like Departed but turned on its belly, with Lee Jung-jae giving one of the best performances I've seen him do, and Wang Jung-min as well. Wang Jung-min is absolutely phenomenal in this film, and I watched this in hospital. My wife was giving birth. I love this film so much, and I've got so many great memories of this movie. Every time I watch it, I just absolutely, I get excited. I always I always seem to hope something happens in this when I know what's going to happen. Great crime drama gangster movie, and that is New World at number 16. At number 15 we've got Makoto Shinkai's Your Name. Now this is a beautiful animated movie. Shinkai is a master in animating light, and I think no one else has ever done it to this standard. I mean, Otomo's done it close in Akira, but even then it's nowhere near to this level. Garden of Words was beautiful, and I think this is he just keeps getting better and better, and Your Name is just absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It's a love story which is like out of body experience. Is fantastic, and I really recommend this for anyone. It's available worldwide, and it's just an absolute beautiful animated movie. At number 14 we have Kim Ji-woon's I Saw the Devil, another serial killer movie, but with two great performances by Lee Byung-hun and Choi Min-sik. Choi Min-sik being this serial killer that's killed Lee Byung-hun's wife, and Lee Byung-hun is there out for revenge, and it's a great this guy who's using his talents to really torture this guy in a long span of time by letting him go, capturing him, letting him go, and it's just done brilliantly. Kim Ji-woon, I would say it's one of his top 3 films of all time. But Kim Ji-woon, he's produced some of the best Korean movies. Elaine is not his best, probably his worst movie, and I think when you see this you just realise how capable of a director he is. Just absolutely one of the best Korean directors. So that is number 14, and it is I Saw the Devil. At number 13 we have Tetsuya Nakashima's Confessions. This is a revenge film like no other. When we talk about Old Boy, the whole Vengeance trilogy, this is just done on a completely different scale. Now, Nakashima is just the films that this director's created, like the world of Kaneko. This is just very similar. It's just it does stay with you, this film. It's about a mother who's a teacher. Her child has been killed, murdered by her students, and it's just the way she gets the revenge on this in this film is just so amazing, and you just leave watching this film with like your mind completely blown. You're just constantly thinking about it, and that is Confessions at number 13. Number 12 we have Looming Storm, directed by Dong Yu. This film came out of nowhere. It's not had a Blu-ray release. I think it's had a Chinese DVD release. It really needs to get more of a general release somehow. It's about a steel plant, and there's a serial killer on the loose, and the security guard thinks he's some sort of mall cop who just ends up like investigating it, even though he has no right to. He's just a security guard. He's not a police officer, but he engulfs his life into this investigation, and it's just beautifully shot. It's so like industrial, so grey. The cinematography is beautiful, and it was one of my favourite films of that year when it came out. I think it was 2017 or 2018. It just blew my mind when I saw it, and it needed it really does need a bigger release if it ever gets like a DVD or Blu-ray release. And I really recommend any of the big Chinese or Hong Kong distributors to definitely pick it up. It really needs a good release because it is fantastic. At number 11 we have Na Hongjin's The Wailing. This film, I think not much I could really say about it. It's a psychological thriller that's, you know, I should say more of a supernatural thriller about these people that are becoming like taken over by demons, and that they just start going crazy. It's just got some of the best performances in it. Wang Jianmin is in this, and he's just really cool. He's like this shaman. It's a fantastic movie, great cinematography, and Na Hongjin is just one of the most underrated Korean directors. I think in Korea he's massive, and those who watch East Asian cinema know how great he is, but I think in the West people only know The Wailing. They forget about The Chaser, The Yellow Sea. These are films that are just absolutely brilliant. I just can't wait for his next project, whatever he releases next. He is absolutely brilliant. One of the great directors from Korea, and yeah, can't wait to see what he does next. At number 10 we have Park Chan-wook's The Handmaiden. Of course this film is going to be in this list. The Handmaiden is a film based on a book called The Fingersmith. It's a sort of like a caper movie, I should say, about this man and a woman trying to get their hands on this wealth using this scam, but it's not. It's erotic. It's beautifully made, like any Park Chan-wook movie. And the cast in this is just phenomenal. It's got one of the best casts, got some of the great performances. It won a BAFTA for Best Foreign Language Film, which I think it became the first Korean movie to ever win that award, which is amazing. Park Chan-wook is the films he's released are just brilliant. Like everyone knows Old Boy, JSA. They're just absolutely brilliant films, and this is just as great. It's available everywhere, so definitely pick it up, guys, if you can. At number 9 we have One Cut of the Dead, directed by Shinichiro Yuda. This is just a film that you should go in blind, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. I did review it before and it's a zombie movie that's more than just a zombie movie. It's absolutely brilliant, and I would consider it a masterpiece. I do think so. I think it's got great performances in it. It's got such a good screenplay. It's so well written, so well shot, and there's like a 45-minute like one take in there, which is just brilliantly done. And yeah, I definitely recommend this for everyone. Plain Archive have just released it, which is amazing. For Plain Archive to release this, you know it's great. So that is One Cut of the Dead at number 9. At number 8, we got Wang Xin-yao's The Great Buddha Plus. This film, one of my favourite films from Taiwan in the last couple of years, about two guys who just are so bored, and it's a very mundane synopsis of a film about two guys who start watching their boss's dash cam, and from there it just leads on to trouble. It's brilliantly shot, the cinematography is great, it's all in black and white, but it's just such a beautiful film. It's very reminiscent of a Coen Brothers film. I think this film is absolutely fantastic. The only releases I know of this is a Hong Kong release and a Taiwanese release. They're both available from Yes Asia. Definitely pick them up, guys. I think pick up one of them. It's just, I think the Hong Kong release is the cheaper one. It goes for like $22. Brilliant film, and it's just, you know, to see some of the best of Taiwanese contemporary movies, this is definitely one you should pick up. Okay, at number 7 we have Bigan's Kali Blues. Now this is a film that is, some people consider it quite, it's a mixed bag. It's quite controversial for me to put this in there, because some people hated it, some people loved it, some people saw it as like an indulgence piece for Bigan, but I think it's beautiful. It's a work of art, and it's about a doctor, well, more of a GP, who goes on a search in the region of Kali for his nephew after he's had an estranged relationship with his brother, and it's just, it's such a beautiful film. Bigan is become one of the best directors in China, and his most recent movie, Long Journey into the Night, was one of my favourite films of last year. I think I put it second as my second favourite movie of last year. It's just, he is just such a great director, and this film has got a very limited like Blu-ray release. I would like someone to pick it up, like Masters of Cinema should definitely pick it up. I think they could do a great job with it, or Arrow Academy is one of those that would definitely pick it up and do a great job with it. That is Kali Blues at number 7. Right, at number 6 we have a movie called Elephant Sitting Still. Now Hubo, who directed this, passed away straight after its release due to conflict with the producers of the film, because it is quite a long film. It's about I think it's about 4 hours long. They wanted to cut it. It doesn't really feel like a 4-hour film, and it's quite sad, this story, how he made this film, and it is a work of art, and just because of the production of it, he took his own life. The story of a group of people in a town that have their own issues, where they each individually decide to take this journey to a town where there's this elephant that just sits still, and it's such a wonderful, charming, narrated movie, beautifully shot, and great performances in this. I think there is a Chinese Blu-ray of this, or a US Blu-ray. I really think it should get some more releases, as Hubo isn't going to make any more movies, unfortunately, and it's sad because he's a director where we should see more of his work, but what a shame. That is at number 6, An Elephant Sitting Still. At number 5 we have Hirokazu Koreeda's Shoplifters. Yes, the second movie by Koreeda on this list. This film won the Cannes Film Festival Palme d'Or in 2018. Just a brilliant film. Great performances in this, especially by Lily Frankie, who plays this Fagin-esque character, a dodgy character. It's about a family. I don't want to spoil it. It's a family taking this girl who's just living pretty much on the street. She lives in an apartment, but she's got no food, and they just take her in and care for her. But things start to unravel when the parents start missing this daughter, even though they don't take care of her. Great performances all round, especially from the young cast in this film. They're really great in this. Yeah, that is Shoplifters. I highly recommend it, guys. Probably everyone's seen it because of its recognition worldwide. Number 4, a film from last year. It is Parasite, directed by Bong Joon-ho, starring Song Kang-ho. I don't really need to go into this film, but I'm sure everyone's seen it. The first foreign language film to win the Oscar for Best Picture. Bong Joon-ho won Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Foreign Language Film. He cleared it up, and as well as winning the Palme d'Or in 2019, what more can you say? It's just a masterpiece. And that goes without, I don't say that lightly. It is an absolute masterpiece, and you need to go see it if you have not seen it already. Right, at number 3 we have Burning by Lee Chang-dong. This film, it's my favourite Lee Chang-dong movie. It's a story of class, as Parasite talks about class. This also talks about class, but in a more subtle way. And it's also a thriller at the same time. It's a film of two films really put into one, 2 parts. It's just absolutely amazing, and Yoo In is just amazing in this movie. I think he gives a standout performance. Whilst so subtle and quiet and somber, he's just brilliant in this. And that is number 3, Burning. At number 2 we have Chung Won's Mad World. This has a standout performance by Eric Sang, the great Eric Sang, who most people knew from comedies in the 80s. In this, he plays a father who takes home his son, who has been committed for a while. He's suffering from bipolar, and because of the views of mental illness in China, he's not treated very well, and his father it's so touching, this film. Eric Sang just gives one of the best performances in this film. This film made me cry. It was that emotional. Mental illness is not something to be joked about, and I think people do need to have a better understanding of people with mental illness, especially in foreign countries. Like, I come from a country, my family come from a country which they have a low opinion of people with mental illness, and I think it's so sad that this backwards thinking of how people talk, but I think that's down to education. And this film really educates the audience in China, where this is a real issue. Mad World, absolutely brilliant. I picked up the Chinese Blu-ray of this, which there was like 4 editions of it. I really recommend it. Mad World is just brilliant. At number 1, my favourite film of the 2010s. This is a film that I don't know if people are going to agree with me. It is A Touch of Sin by Zhang Ke. I think this film is perfect. I actually do think it's perfect. You've got some great performances in this, especially by Zhang Woo. Zhang Woo just steals the show. It's based on 4 little stories, and these stories are sort of true, and they're from a social media post that Zhang Ke took and sort of adapted into these little segments. Brilliantly made. Just an absolute masterpiece. This has got an Arrow release. Yeah, it has got the Arrow Academy release as an individual release, as well as in the box set with other Zhang Ke movies. Korean. I've got the Korean and the Arrow release, and they're just absolutely brilliant. I recommend this to anyone. This is just Chinese cinema at its best, and that is A Touch of Sin. In fact, it's so good that I used it to name my channel. It's like one of my favourites, along with Touch of Zen, which was used to influence this movie in certain ways as well. So that is my list of the top movies of the 2010s. It sort of changes now and again. So, you know, guys, this is my list. It's all subjective. I know some of you might think, why have you put that in your list? Why have you not put that in your list? You know, things change, and your suggestions would probably be in my list tomorrow or last week. So it's one of those things, guys. I mean, movies, we love them in different stages of our lives, and yeah, at this moment, that is my list. But yeah, Touch of Sin would definitely be in there, my number 1 spot, no matter what. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what your favourite movies are of the 2010s. Hit that subscribe button, click like, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Take it easy.